DJ Psych Wardens. Spin the truth back. The voice of a god. The second coming. The second coming. They said it's better now, born for life.
Minor chords crying in the rain. Tell me who we gotta blame. They say the numbers looking great, but we still drowning in the pain.
Sins of the state, written in blood on the pavement. Promises made, but the rent's still outrageous. They say we safe, but the sirens don't lie. If this is better days, why we burying lives? They talk recovery while the food bank line's longer. Inflation high, but they tell us be stronger. Flint still scarred from the water they drank. Jackson pipes burst, now the world's running blank. They scream reform after George Floyd's death, but police budget's bigger, still knees on necks. Uvalde's tears still stain them whores. Politicians tweet prayers while the gunshots call. Cost of living rising like the Thames each year. Wildfires blaze but they cut climate gear. Minimum wage stuck in a time machine, while CEOs bonus off a dying dream. They say unemployment low, check the jig at grind. Zero of our contracts stealing people's time. They pay statistics like a perfect estate, but the press up against us the sins of the state.
You can't gaslight grief, you can't Photoshop streets. We don't feel relief when the truth don't reach. Minor chords crying in the rain. Tell me who we gotta blame. They say the numbers looking great, but we still drowning in the pain.
Sins of the state, written in blood on the pavement. Promises made, but the rent's still outrageous. They say we safe, but the sirens don't lie. If this is better days, why we burying lives? NHS waiting lists stretch round blocks. Nurses on strike cause the wages don't clock. Grenfell flames still haunt West London nights. Cladding still hanging like ignored human rights. Brexit promised golden gates wide, now the shells half empty cause doubled inside. They deport refugees back into war, call it control while they tighten the law. Student debt chains round a graduate throat. Interest piling like a sinking boat. They privatize rail fares higher than rent, yet trains still late with a phone and went. They say crime down but the stabbings rise. Youth clubs closed and the spin privatized. Spin talks twist every televised debate, but the coffin count whispers sins of the state.
How many mothers gotta cry tonight? How many candles in the candlelight? They sell us hope in a tale of life, while truth gets buried under headlights.
Is this the peace they advertise? January 6th showed the fracture wide. Democracy trembling, truth crucified. Storm the Capitol, call it passion, while peaceful protests get tear gassed in action. They track our data, call it security, but can't secure basic community purity. Housing crisis, towers of glass, homeless tents in the underpass. Opioid epidemic sweeping through towns. Big pharma breakfast while the bodies go down. Border kids in detention cages, the policies written on cynical pages. They claim GDP is climbing great, but wealth stays locked behind billion-dollar gates. In the red grant, the movement don't translate.
Minor chords crying in the rain. Tell me who we gotta blame. They say the numbers looking great, but we still drowning in the pain.
Sins of the state, written in blood on the pavement. The voice of a god, we naming their hatred. They say we safe, but the sirens don't lie. If this is better days, why we burying lives? DJ Psych Wardens. The voice of a god. Second coming. Truth don't tread, but it leaves.